We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pain and Game Pick'ems, The Return, Season 6, Episode 1. And it is Week 1 of the 2020 NFL season. Oh boy, I am so ready for this NFL season. It's going to be awesome. And this year, though, we did prediction around. I did my NFL predictions last week. So this week, we're going to go over Week 1 of the 2020 NFL season. Then I have a little new segment this year I wanted to include for this year. So with that being said, everyone, introduce yourselves, please.
What is up, everyone? Still Maiden in the house, and I'm ready for my second season here on Pain and Game Pick'ems, and you all know what it's about. Stiller Nation in the house, man. The best fan base on YouTube, the best fan base in the NFL, and don't you goddamn forget it. Let's do this, man.
Let's do this. Oh, yeah, Jerome said, by the way, Steel Maiden, video on the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, genius.
Yeah.
No, the roast.
Yeah.
It's a roast.
Who is next?
YouTube was good. A90 here back in with another video. Glad to be back on the Pain and Game Pick'ems. I guess this is what season is this?
6.
Season 6. Glad to be a part of all those. And of course, you all know me. I'm representing the greatest football team, the Miami Dolphins.
Very nice. And
all right. I wonder who.
How do?
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, how do?
How do?
Yeah, it's your boy Tiny Tim back with you once again. Football season is back. I'm so excited. My boys are starting a new era with a proven head coach, Mike McCarthy. I am so excited to do this again. LC, Steel Maiden, Pizzle, great to see you guys again. Great to be back here. This is going to be, I think this is going to be the start of my second year doing this thing. So I'm really excited. Let's get this ball rolling.
Yeah. Let's get it rolling. Let's not waste any time and just go right into week number 1, Thursday Night Football tomorrow at 8:20 p.m. kickoff time.
Thank God.
The defending Super Bowl champion, the Kansas City Chiefs, host the Houston Texans. The Chiefs are favored by 9.5 points. Who do you guys got and why?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. You know, they're coming off of the Super Bowl win, and this is a rematch of the divisional round where the Chiefs had to come back and win, but I don't think that's going to be the case here. I think once they get the lead, they're going to stay with it. I got the Chiefs big. I'm going to say 45-24.
All right. Well, I will have to agree with a Pizzle right there. I'm also going with the Kansas City Chiefs as well. Defending Super Bowl champions, their offense, I can't stress it enough. They got so much firepower on that offense. Andy Reid, probably one of the best coaches I've ever seen play, even though he has a reputation to come up short, but he erased the choker label back in February when Kansas City won the Super Bowl. And Kansas City, as far as their defense goes, looking better than it did in previous years, but still a little suspect. Just needs a couple more slabs of concrete on it, and then I think it can be maybe in the top 10 in a couple years. But, I know I'm going to kind of get a little hate for this, but I think the Chiefs kind of low-key, they kind of overpaid Patrick Mahomes a little bit.
Well,
I definitely agree with the extension. Don't get me wrong. I just think they overpaid him a little bit because they're going to start taking cap hits within the next couple of years, and it's not like a guarantee that they're going to, fluctuate his contract or whatever. But, all that being said, the Texans, they took such a beating in the offseason. Hopkins ain't there no more. One of the worst trades I've ever seen with getting David Johnson and a couple of draft picks for the best wide receiver in the game, in my opinion. Yeah, Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien.
Bob.
Bill O'Brien's an idiot, plain and
Good old
simple.
Bob.
But yeah, I think Houston can kind of make it a game, but I just got Kansas City pulling away, and I got them taking this one by a final of 45-27.
Quick question for you guys, though. Who's the worst general manager between Bill O'Brien and Dave Gettleman?
Bill O'Brien, it's not
O'Brien,
close.
easily.
It is
I
not
can definitely
close.
see that, but Dave Gettleman, though, I'll talk about him in a little bit, and I talked about my hate week. He likes to reach. Don't forget that.
That he wears a mask when he's the only one in his house during a draft.
That's what I was going to say, too.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wow.
What an idiot.
Oh, really?
I figured I'd ask, but go ahead.
That's pretty bad. I basically going to agree. Pizzle pretty much said everything I was going to. Kansas City is going to basically start where they finished. They're going to take down Houston in this one. I got KC getting this one by a score of 34-20. Give it to the champs.
Cool.
I have to agree with the crowd. The Kansas City Chiefs coming off winning the Super Bowl, getting some nice-ass Super Bowl rings. Let me tell you guys about that. They have some of the nicest Super Bowl rings I've seen.
Yeah.
These Kansas City Chiefs pretty didn't change too much in the offseason. And except for the fact that they don't have Damian Williams, but they did replace him with a rookie, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who could be a really good running back, and I can see definitely a good future for him. This is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs night, so give me the Kansas City Chiefs to blow past the Houston Texans. Did you guys say everything I wanted to say about the Texans? Final score, I'm going to say 48-24. Give me the Chiefs.
Got them doubling them up.
That's right, double up, baby. Now, next game on the list, Alex, it's your turn. Dolphins and Patriots. This game is in New England, and New England is a 6.5-point favorite on Sunday the 13th. Who do you guys got? And
6.5.
New England 6.5. I know it.
Well, I'll be honest with you guys here. I really want to pick the Dolphins for this game, to be really honest with you, because for whatever reason, it just seems like the Dolphins, they just always give the Patriots a run for their money. I mean, even last year when the Dolphins were tanking, I guess you can call it, they still went into New England and beat them in Week 17, and that was their first win against them in New England since 2008.
2008.
Yeah, when Brady was injured, but they took him down in Week 17 with Ryan Fitzpatrick of all quarterbacks. And, now that Brady's out of the equation for the Patriots, never thought I'd be saying that in my life. But, now that Brady's out of the equation, it's going to be a very interesting year for the Pats. But, I've always said you can't count them out as long as they got Bill Belichick. He's the greatest head coach of all time, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
I think there's no argument that if the Patriots suck this year, then maybe it was Brady all this time. But if the Patriots still do better than what people say, you got to give all the credit to Belichick, and the same is vice versa for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But with that being said, New England, their defense is still pretty good, but I think it is a little bit overrated in my opinion because it got toasted towards the end of last season, and then they couldn't stop a nosebleed with Derrick Henry in the playoffs. But, the Patriots, their offense is pretty weak in my opinion. I think Julian Edelman's probably their best receiver at this point, and even he's not that
uses
good anymore.
steroids.
Yeah, he's on the wrong side of 30, and he's a pill popper.
He's on the juice.
Yep. Then you got the Dolphins. They had a very good draft. They made some big moves this offseason, but I still think they're a couple years away from really being a true contender, in my opinion. But, the Dolphins, they got some nice playmakers that they can build around, but it's just that they're still kind of rebuilding. I think it's going to take them a couple more years to be in contention. So, like I said, I really want to pick the Dolphins here, but I'm going to play it safe and give this one to New England by a final of 24-20.
Okay, I'm going to take the Patriots in this one, although it's going to be very, very close. Miami is really kind of warming back up to what they used to be. They're not going to win this one, but I see Miami having a decent year. But for this week, I'm taking the Patriots over the Dolphins 27-24.
Woo! What the fuck? Psycho Mike, you fucking asshole. Send me a goddamn pick.
What?
Send me a funny ass pick, Psycho Mike. Oh my god.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
He loves sending these funny picks, man.
Yeah.
Dude, he literally just sent me this pick, and it's just like this derpiest face ever, though. I just can't stop laughing. Go ahead, Alex.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think the Patriots are going to win this game. This is one of those games that the defense is going to have that once the schedule came out, they circled this one on the calendar. This is the one that they were looking forward to the most because we started to end the dynasty and the Titans finished it off. So I do think the Patriots are going to win. So give me the Patriots 24-10.
I'm going to have to disagree with everyone here. This is one of my upset picks of the week.
Really?
I have Miami Dolphins. Here's why. The Patriots lost so many key pieces to opting out. They lost their best linebacker, some of their best defensive backs. Their only good cornerback, who I think is personally overrated, Stephon Gilmore. He's
Overrated.
He got put by Devontae Parker last year. And the fact is, the Patriots' defense is going to look so much more different. And the Patriots right now have the worst offensive set of players, skill players in the league. Cam Newton, he's on the wrong side of 30, and he just came off being injured last year. Julian Edelman, who's way too old to be a number one receiver. Who's the other receiver they have? N'Keal Harry?
N'Keal Harry Potter.
N'Keal Harry.
What running backs do they have, too? Rex
Sonny
Michel?
Michel.
Sonny Michel.
Sonny Michel.
James White.
Yeah, besides him, I don't know.
James White. The problem is, though, they're inconsistent. And the Patriots' offensive line, without losing Nate Solder, too, also hurt them as well. So the Dolphins, with their additions in free agency, with Ryan Fitzpatrick winning there last year, and the Dolphins being much more improved than the Patriots, I have the Miami Dolphins upsetting New England Patriots 28-27 with a last-second touchdown. Give me the Dolphins.
Oh, I hope you're right. I hope that is true. I hope you're right, and I hope Kevin Rios is right, too, because I see his comment in the comments right there.
Yeah, that's what Kevin said.
Now, next game on the list. The Seahawks and the Falcons. This game's in Atlanta. Seattle is a 2.5-point favorite. Who you guys got and why?
I think this can kind of be interesting a little bit, but the Falcons, they're a team that just needs to hit the reset button a little, in my opinion. Their defense stinks. Their offense is still their offense can still put points on the board and it can still get a decent amount of yards, but Matt Ryan, I can't stress it enough. Matt Ryan is the most overrated quarterback in the league. I can't stress it enough. He is nothing. He is nothing without Julio Jones. Like, remember, I think it was 2013, correct me if I'm wrong. Julio Jones was out for the whole season, and Matt Ryan was miserable without him. And Matt Ryan, he's just not a smart quarterback. Going back to that NFC divisional game that the Falcons had against the Eagles a couple of years ago when Philly won the Super Bowl, you have so many chances to hand it off to Devonta Freeman at the goal line, and the Falcons keep doing this cute little 5-receiver set for 4 straight plays. He relies so much on Julio Jones, and it's ridiculous. Dan Quinn, if Atlanta has a losing season this year, which I think they will, Dan Quinn needs to be fired. He's not a good head coach.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Falcons, they need to hit the reset button. Then you got the Seattle Seahawks. Jamal Adams to that secondary. Oh my God.
Oh man, the Legion of Boom is back.
They absolutely robbed the Jets on that deal right there. And I think the Seahawks, they are a couple maybe draft picks and free agent signings away from being back in Legion of Boom form, to be honest with you. And Russell Wilson, he's the cream of the crop of that team, and he actually has my vote to win MVP this year.
Wow.
Russell Wilson has really elevated his game up, and I think it's about time people start putting more respect on him. And Tyler Lockett, too. That's another one. Tyler Lockett. I think he's a much better receiver than what people give him credit for. And then, of course, you got Pete Carroll, one of the best coaches in the game, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Seattle, I think they are actually going to take home the number 1 seed in the NFC this year. They're an excellent team.
Wow.
They're an excellent team. That Seahawks 49er rivalry, it's going to be legit this year. So with all that being said, I got the Seahawks going into Atlanta, taking care of business against the Falcons by a final of 37-24. I just think Russ is going to be too much for that Falcon defense.
Speaking of cream of the crop, is Macho Man here?
Oh, yeah, the cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Step to Slim Jim. All right. I pretty much agree with everything Steel Maiden said. I mean, Jamal Adams on the Seahawks. Are you kidding me? How can you bet against that?
Yeah.
31-24, Seattle.
Well, this is an interesting matchup. The most underrated quarterback versus the most overrated quarterback. This is going to be something here. But I think Matty Ice is starting to melt. Matty Ice is starting to melt.
There you go.
And Russell Wilson is just keep on keeping on. I can't say much on this one except what's already been said. Give me the Seahawks in Atlanta. Hawks take it 27-21.
Unlike last time, I will agree with the crowd this time. The Seahawks are the much better team, especially with Jamal Adams being the new centerpiece of the Legion of the Boom. This Seahawks team is so much better than the Falcons right now, and unfortunately for the Falcons, their time is up, especially on the play in that dreaded NFC South. Could be a really competitive division this year. The Falcons will not have a chance against the Seahawks. Even though the Seahawks are traveling from east to west, there aren't any fans, though, and the travel restrictions are going to be a lot easier. So give me the Seahawks to win this game. I'm going to say they will put up 40 points, 41-24.
Wow.
That's what I have for the Seahawks build. Now, should I bring this back? Because I was thinking about bringing this back this year, and it was the guaranteed teams to lose. So let's bring it back. Guaranteed teams to lose time. You know what game it is. New York Jets, Buffalo Bills. This game's in Buffalo, and Buffalo's a favorite. Who do you guys got? Why?
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth. The New York Jets, the Jets are one of my 2 teams this week that are guaranteed to lose.
2?
The Jets, yeah, I got 2 teams that are guaranteed to lose. We'll get to the other one in a little bit. But, yeah, the Jets, they are absolutely guaranteed to lose this week. The Buffalo Bills, they are up and coming. They got a great young savage defense to build around, especially with the front 7. And honestly, I would say their secondary is even better. The Bills have, without a doubt, one of the best secondaries in the league with Tre'Davious White and all those guys leading the pack.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen, while I don't think he is a franchise quarterback per se, I think he is starter quality for the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bills, they got some nice pieces to complement him too, mainly with Stephon Diggs in the offseason. I thought that was huge. Yeah, I thought that was a very good pickup for him, and it looks like the Bills are serious about, contending, because the Patriots, they took a big hit, and they may not be the powerhouse in the AFC East anymore. And I think Buffalo, it's their time to shine. Even though the Patriots swept Buffalo last year, the Bills still hung around with them in both games, even though they lost both of them. that's a good sign for the Bills.
Yeah.
You know, I think that they're ready to take that next step forward, take home their first division titles take home their first division title in 25 years.
20.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the last time the Bills won a division, I was a newborn. Okay. But yeah.
Oh my God.
But yeah, you know, the Bills, they're going to be a good team this year. I think they're going to be a really solid team this year. And, you know, it's going to be a fun matchup when we play them in Buffalo in Week 14 on Sunday Night Football. But, yeah, the Jets, they don't stand a chance in this game. Darnold's going to see more ghosts and throw about 4 picks in this game. And Buffalo, they're not going to, like, you know, overpower them on offense, but they're just going to beat them up defensively. I got the Bills in this one 20-6.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Wow, I actually see Buffalo kind of blowing out the Jets in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blowing out.
I see what's that Bills quarterback again?
Josh Allen.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, Josh Allen
Josh
for the
Allen.
Bills. I see him making a huge improvement this year. I can see the defense stepping up a little bit more. They were the surprise team of the league last year. And I see the Buffalo Bills shooting down those Jets, shoot them down in flames, 38-10.
Ooh, 38-10. Damn. What's up, Seahawks Eddie? How you doing, man? Thanks for tuning in. Alex?
Seahawks.
What
Eddie.
is that, my dude?
Well, the Bills are coming off a playoff season, and the Jets are trying to build something while sending their best player to the frickin' Seahawks. So, basically, Buffalo's a much better team. Let's just say it. Buffalo wins. I'm going to say 24-13.
I will agree with the crowd. Once again, the New York Jets are my pick for one of the worst teams in the AFC this year, along with Jacksonville. We'll get to Jacksonville in a little bit, but still, the Jets lost so many key pieces, and also one of their key pieces on defense is out for the season. Jets have fun in the basement of the AFC East. Buffalo is going to be the kings of the AFC East. Give me Buffalo to win. Final score, 38-3. Give me
Wow. 38-3.
Bell. So, Houston Texans, I'll make them my first guaranteed team to lose, even though I didn't mention it until now. Bill Jets are my second team guaranteed to lose, and we'll get to the third one in just a bit. But first, let's go to an interesting game. Many people think this could be a sleeper. Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. This game's in Detroit, and Detroit is a 3-point favorite. Who do you guys got?
Mitch Trubisky
Oh, no, go
or
ahead.
Matthew Stafford. Mitch Trubisky or Matthew Stafford. You know, at home, I think the Lions are going to have a big day against Chicago's secondary. So I'm going to pick the Lions to beat the Bears. I'm going to say 21-14.
This is an interesting game indeed. Mitch Trubisky, he is holding back this Bears team. He really is. Because if you look at it, the Bears, they got playmakers on offense, and their offensive line is okay. But the Bears are like a treadmill. They're moving, but they're not going anywhere. You know, as long as Mitch Trubisky's their quarterback. Then you take it's a shame too, because the Bears, they got one of the best defenses in the game, if I'm being honest with you.
Yep.
The Bears, they remind me a lot of the 70s Falcons. They were a very good defensive team, but they were such a bad offensive team. You know, and that's why it's costing them a run. Then you look at the Lions. No, Detroit, I don't think they're going to go 3-12-1 again. I don't think they're going to I don't think they're going to suck it up like they did last year. They actually had a very decent draft. They got a good run game. They got a TJ Hawkinson. That was a very nice pick for them. And
DeAndre Swift.
They got
DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift, another great pick for them. Even though Darius Slay is gone, they pretty much found his replacement. And the Lions, even though I don't think they're a great defensive team, they do have some playmakers on defense that can, keep them in games. Because, if you look at that game they had against Kansas City last year, the Chiefs won, but for 3 quarters, the Lions held Patrick Mahomes in check.
They did.
Yeah, they did. So Detroit, I think it's just a matter of coaching with them. I think they are, a couple years away from being contenders. Matthew Stafford, I think he is such an underrated quarterback. He never got any respect, but I was always a Matthew Stafford fan. I really was.
Yeah.
I was always a Matthew Stafford fan. I always thought he was a good quarterback, and he just never got the credit he deserved. It's just because of the team he plays for. But yeah, I know a lot of people are going with the Bears with the defense, but honestly, this is one of my upsets of the week. I'm going with Detroit here.
Wow.
Because,
Yes.
yeah, I'm actually going with the Lions here. Mitch Trubisky, I just don't see him being all that well. And the Lions, they usually get off to a good start, something I've noticed over the past couple of years. They've always gotten off to a pretty good start. And the Bears, they're just a team that has not had a lot of good luck in winning week 1 games. And I think the Lions will take advantage of that. I think it'll be a close game, but I got Detroit upsetting Chicago here by a final of 26-20.
Wow.
There we go.
Tiny.
Interesting. Maiden was just talking about Mr. Trubisky holding back the Bears. It seems like the engines are running, but nobody's moving.
Mhm.
I can think of something worse than that. Moses and the Israelites wandering in the desert before they entered the promised land.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about that. I've always thought that Matthew Stafford was a little bit underrated, but not too much. But I've never trusted Mr. Trubisky, and unless he shows me anything different, I still will not trust him. I'm taking the Lions at home, 21-17. Not that big of a game, but Lions take a win.
I was going to use my coin for this game, but you know what? I'll decide to wait my coin for a little bit later.
You're
I'm
doing a
actually
coin flip
gonna
week
guys.
1?
I'm going to take the Detroit Lions. The
Wow.
Detroit Lions, I personally think, just have the better offense that can get past the Bears' defense. And the Lions, though, like you mentioned, Steelman, they do start off pretty well, and they usually win early. But the Lions, I think personally, are going to win just because Mitchell Trubisky is going to fuck up. He's going to screw up the team. The defense is going to be way overtired, and the Lions are going to take advantage of it. Give me Detroit to win this game by a final score of 19-16. Give me the Lions.
Okay.
Now, the next game on the list, this could be a really big game. This could be the early big teller of the NFC North. Who wins the NFC North? Green Bay and Minnesota. This game is in Minnesota. And Minnesota is a 2.5-point favorite. Who do you guys got? Why?
All right, man.
Oh, boy.
Like you said, this is definitely a preview of who wins the division, in my honest opinion. These are the two best teams in the NFC North, bar none, man. The Packers, the Packers, I will say this about them. Their team last year reminded me a lot of us in 2017. 13-3, great record on paper. But let's be honest, they won a lot of games that they should have lost, if I'm really being honest with you.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, he took a big step back last year, and the Packers mostly got it done with their run game last year. And then the Packers defense, it is good. It's much improved, but still, it got torn apart by potent run games and potent passing defenses, and the Packers did next to nothing to improve that in the draft in the offseason. So that alone, along with not getting more targets for Aaron Rodgers, is why I think the Packers are going to take a big step back this year, and which is why I actually have the Vikings winning the NFC North this year. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is still going to be a legit rivalry this year. Vikings and Packers have always had a legit rivalry. It's one of the best rivalries in the NFL, in my opinion. And Minnesota, they're another great team. They're a very good team. They just added Yannick Ngakoue, however the hell you say his name, from Jacksonville. That was a very good upgrade for their defense, which is already good enough. Kirk Cousins, I know I like to give him a lot of crap, but Kirk Cousins actually had a decent
Yannick
year last year.
Ngakoue.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
Gesundheit.
I don't know how to say his name, but yeah, you know, Kirk Cousins, he had a decent year last year. They still got Adam Thielen at receiver despite losing Stephon Diggs, and Dalvin Cook, he's a good running back for the Vikings as well. So yeah, you know, Minnesota, they're just a really well-built team, and I think they're going to make some noise this year. And like I said, they're my personal pick to win the NFC North this year. So yeah, you know, very tough choice for me here, but like I always say personally, whenever I'm unsure of who to pick, I go home team. Since the Vikings are the home team, I am actually going to say they nipped this one out over the Packers. Very hard-fought game by both teams, but in the end, I got Minnesota just getting the job done and nipping the Packers here by a final of 27-24.
Wow.
Interesting.
Go.
I see it this way. Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. That chip came on draft night when the Packers decided to draft a quarterback with their first pick.
Instead of a wide receiver, which they needed.
Yeah, I didn't get that. So Aaron Rodgers is going to have a chip on his shoulder, but I think he's going to be slipping back a little bit. Last year was not one of his best years. He had some good moments here, but a little less than usual. Minnesota is really slowly becoming a pretty darn good team in the NFC. I am taking the Vikings at home over the Cheeseheads by a score of 31-24.
I agree with everything you guys said. The Packers have had trouble at Minnesota in their new stadium, but they did win last year. But I don't think that's going to matter because the Vikings are a much better team, and they didn't do anything to help Aaron Rodgers at all. So give me the Vikings 20-17.
I will agree. The Minnesota Vikings will win this game. The Green Bay Packers, unfortunately, just don't have what it takes to be winning the NFC North this year, unfortunately. And the Minnesota Vikings, with getting down the Scotland, have for their defense much betterly. And with also having Adam Thielen now being more of the star role, it's going to be interesting to see what happens for him. But the good thing is, look out for Justin Jefferson, the receiver they drafted.
That's right.
He's going to be a young, good number 2 receiver for the Vikings. And I see the Vikings blowing out the Packers. Actually, no, I'm not going to say blowing out, but they'll win by double digits.
Wow.
Double digits. I think they'll win by double digits. Give me the Packers over the Vikings. No, Vikings over the Packers. Vikings 31, Packers 21. That's what I was trying to say. That's my thought.
It's all right.
Now, now we got the next game on the list, which is going to be an absolute upset. I think you guys did mention this earlier as a game that happens in week 1 every year. Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington football team.
Football club, Washington FC.
Washington FC. The Eagles are favored
Sounds cooler.
Points. And it's at DC and the Washington football team stadium. Who do you guys got and why?
Well, as I mentioned before, this is my second team that's guaranteed to lose this week. The Washington football team. They are – don't let my score prediction fool you. I think it's going to be much more of a lopsided game than you think. Philly wins this one 27-17, but the football team gets a garbage time touchdown to make
garbage.
Yeah, to make it closer than it looks, but man, Washington is just such a disgrace of a franchise. They have been in shambles for the past 20 years or so since Dan Snyder took over, and they are just going nowhere. They are still rebuilding. Although I will say their front seven is decent, but that's really all they got. And then you got the Eagles. They're good. They're a good enough team to get in the playoffs. Doug Peterson's done a very good job since becoming their head coach, and he won them a Super Bowl for God's sake. So that alone should say enough about Doug Peterson. Carson Wentz, I believe he's
in
under
his first year, regardless.
Carson Wentz, I believe he's under a lot of pressure this year because he's been injured the past 3 seasons, and if he is to be Philly's franchise QB, he needs to stay healthy. If he gets injured this year, I think the Eagles need to be in the market to find another QB. They did try to help out Wentz a little bit by going receiver in the draft, which I agree with, and they still got Zach Ertz at tight end. So Wentz does have targets to throw to, and the Eagles' offensive line is, in my personal opinion, the best in the league. The Eagles have the best offensive line in the league, in my honest opinion. They got a great O-line. If not, it's definitely top 3. But, the Eagles, they're a good team. But for God's sake, their pass defense just took a beating last year. They need to fix up that pass defense, or else it's going to be a rough year for them. But the Eagles, they're still a good team, in my opinion. This is an easy win for the Eagles. 27-17 Philly. The football team gets a garbage time touchdown to make it closer than it should.
Well, I usually do not like to speak much about those filthy Philadelphia chickens. And what's with this Washington football team? Boy, real originality, people. Real originality.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, those chickens do have a lot of great talent. I mean, they did take the NFC East last year. I actually was at my parents' house on Thanksgiving watching the Cowboys and the Bills beating the Cowboys. And I told my stepfather, I said,
called it.
That is going to be your NFC Champions team. The Eagles are going to push their way forward. The Cowboys are going to back out of it. And they did. So Washington has pretty much been the NFC's answer to the Cleveland Browns for about the last 10 or so years. So give me – I hate to root for the chickens. I'm going to say fly, chickens fly. 34-17. Give me the chickens.
Very nice. Alexander?
Yeah. Hey, I had chicken for dinner.
There you go.
Nice sushi.
I had some awesome pulled pork.
Very nice.
I'm going to bring this back. This is my Stone Cold Lock of the Century of the week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eagles are going to crush the football team. And the football team has no chance in hell.
No chance in hell.
31-14. Eagles.
Do I have to really say it? The Eagles are
Football
going to
team.
whoop.
Yes, you do.
They're going to unleash a can of straight cold whoop ass on the Washington football team. It's not even going to be fair because even Eric Cartman will say, we're the Washington football team. Go fuck yourselves. Philadelphia Eagles are going to crush this football team. Final score 34-13. I think that's
34-13.
So, next game on the list. This will be another very interesting game. And this game, it could go either way, honestly. You never know. So, with that being said, this game is the Las Vegas Raiders and the Carolina Panthers. This game is in Carolina. And the Raiders are only favored by 3.5 points. Who do you guys got and why? It's Carolina!
No.
Hi, Gerber.
Hey, Garrison.
Anyways,
How you doing, buddy? My favorite Bills fan. How you doing?
So, Gare Bear.
this is gonna be a fun. This should be a fun game to watch if you like offense. Carolina's young defense will get tested in this one, while the Oakland defense might need a few weeks to gel. But I think there's going to be a very close game. Teddy Bridgewater and Derek Carr both light it up, but I think the Raiders get the win on the road, 28-20 win for Vegas.
You know, I got to say, when this is kind of a tough one for me. So without further ado, I don't know if we're doing this again, but okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if we're still doing this, but I'll do it. I'll go ahead and do it anyway. Okay,
I couldn't do it on week 1.
Heads. Okay, so heads, Raiders, tails, Panthers. Let's go.
I can't do that for week 1.
I can.
I got heads, and so I am going with the Raiders. So
All right.
usually this is something else I say a lot. I think the Raiders are at a bit of a disadvantage here because usually when a West Coast team has to go out east, I usually tend to give the advantage to the home team, and vice versa. When a West Coast team has to go out east, I give the advantage to the East Coast team. And when an East Coast team heads out west, I tend to give the advantage to the West Coast team because, you know, you're traveling to 3 different time zones. You get a lot of jet lag and all that stuff, and you got to get adjusted to playing 3 hours earlier or 3 hours ahead of time, you know, stuff like that. So normally I would, you know, give the advantage to the Panthers simply because they're the home team. But, you know, the Panthers – they are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFC this year. Teddy Bridgewater, you know, that was a good signing by the Panthers, but he's not a franchise guy. I think he's more of a journeyman at this point. And Christian McCaffrey, he's a beast. He's one of the best running backs in the league, but Carolina's defense is just pitiful. You know, Luke Kuechly retired in the offseason, so the Panthers, they have a lot of holes to fill. In fact, I actually looked this up, okay? In weeks 10 through 17, since 2018, the Panthers' record in weeks 10 through 17 is 2-14.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
They've played 16.
My
They've played 16. They've played 16 games in weeks 10 through 17 in 2018 and 19 total, and they won only 2 of them. So yeah, the Panthers, they are just pitiful. They are just pitiful. They are going to be in for. Yeah, they're another team that needs to rebuild, in my opinion. And the Raiders, I mean, they're not a great team. They still have a couple long ways to go before they get back into contention form. Not a big fan of Derek Carr. I think they need to move on from Derek Carr. But the Raiders, they do have some nice playmakers that they can build around as well, but their defense is still pretty bad as well. But so yeah, I will go ahead and take the Raiders in this one by a final of 30-29. I think the Panthers make it close just because the Raiders don't have a very good defense, but I got the Raiders taking this one in a close one.
Tiny Tim?
I agree. I agree with everything that's said. And Teddy Bridgewater, he's probably one of the best second string quarterbacks that's been in the league here in recent years. But I'm going to give it to Las Vegas. Of course, the game's going to be in Carolina, but I'm going to say, give it to the Raiders. I think Josh Jacobs can have another great season at running back. Give it to the Raiders in Carolina. I'm going to give it to them 24-21. Going to make it close.
I'm going to have to agree with the crowd here. The Raiders, I think, will win this game, but it will be close because the thing is, with this game, it's going to be offense, offense, offense. This game is going to be full of offense, and it's going to be something that how many points are going to be scored? No one can tell that, but at least start some offensive players. Like Christian McCaffrey's going to have a good game. Josh Jacobs, Heck, we can even get some good players with the Raiders too. I don't know if Tyrell Williams, but the Darren Waller is also good. Whoever the
Yep.
Panthers got. This will be an interesting game, even with Roddy Anderson. So I got
McCaffrey.
Oakland, the Las Vegas Raiders winning. I'm going to
Don't
say
forget about CMC.
CMC, that's right. 38-35, give me the Raiders, the Gruden Grinders.
Yeah.
Moving up. This is actually my last team guaranteed to lose in my Stone Cold Lock of the Century of the Week. Jaguars and Colts. This game is in Jacksonville. Indianapolis is a 7.5-point favorite. Let's be honest here. I'm just going to say my score to get it out of the way. Indianapolis 49, Jacksonville 7. This game's going to blow out.
Oh
Jacksonville's defense.
God.
Jacksonville's the worst in the league until proven otherwise. Give me the Colts.
49-7?
Yep.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Tell me.
Wow.
Tell me. Who do the Jacksonville Jaguars have now that can stop the Colts offense?
Nobody.
You know that
Yeah.
He's like,
that one.
You know what? That's a good point. The
Miles
Jags make
Jack?
that. Yeah.
No.
The Jags make them my third team guaranteed to lose this week. The Jags, they will be the worst team in the NFL this year. It won't even be close. They will be the worst team in the NFL this year. The only player they have left from that 2017 team is Miles Jack.
Miles
They don't
Jack.
even-
That's it.
They don't even have Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles is with the Rams now. You know, and they just lost.
No.
Yeah, and they just lost. They just lost Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette signed with guess who? The Buccaneers.
that's right.
But yeah, the Jags. They are just going to be the worst team in the NFL. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to go to Jacksonville in the draft first overall next year. Point is, Jaguars are abysmal. The Colts, they got a good young team they're developing, although I still think they need a couple more, at most 2 more years to really develop more because Phillip Rivers ain't it. He's in the twilight of his career as well. With that being said, I don't think it'll be a blowout, actually, but I do have the Colts winning this one because the Colts have actually kind of struggled in Jacksonville over the past couple of years. So I don't think the Colts will blow them out. But I do have the Colts winning by a final of 20-13.
I don't think it's going to be 49-7 or whatever the hell you said.
I'm sorry, I had to.
I'm going to say 27-17 Indianapolis. Don't be sleeping on Minshew Mania right now.
Detsy says Gardner Minshew is Walmart Baker Mayfield.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. Let me highlight that comment. That's actually pretty good. I
Yeah,
like that. Pretty
yeah.
good comment, man. Tiny Tim? Oh, your mic's muted, man. I can't hear you.
Darn, I accidentally hit this little mute. I accidentally hit this little mute button here.
Oh,
shit.
no. That's all right, man. Don't worry. You're good.
I know. Anyway, it's not going to be a huge mass murder, but it's going to be Colts all the way. I got the Colts taking this one, 38-14. Jacksonville is going nowhere fast.
Nowhere fast.
You know what game's up next?
Oh,
I
boy.
smell upset. Baltimore and Cleveland. This game is in
God.
Baltimore.
Come on.
The Baltimore Ravens are 7.5-point favorites. Who do you guys got and why?
Wait, pause.
Did I just hear LC correctly?
Yeah, but upset.
Fine, I'll go first. Fuck, I'll go first again. Cleveland's winning this game. Let me tell you why.
You're going with the Browns.
Oh, I most certainly am. Remember last year when this was the same kind of scenario, when Baltimore was actually favored by 10? Cleveland went in Baltimore and whooped their fucking ass. They ran down their throat and they beat the shit out of them. They got a big lead and they didn't look back. The same thing's going to happen this time around. The Baltimore Ravens may have improved somewhat on defense, but how are they going to stop the Browns' new acquisitions? Austin Hooper, Harrison Bryant. You also have William Locker, Nick Chubb, that 1-2 running back punch. Baker Mayfield knows how to beat the Ravens too. I have the Cleveland Browns winning this game, but it will not be a blowout. But I have them going to Baltimore and winning 30-27 in overtime. You heard it here, Ghost.
No.
So Odell
Well,
Cleveland
no way.
Steamer in it.
Well, I have to say, I hate talking. I hate talking about those tuberculosis birds over there in Baltimore, but I have to say this: they're a solid team. Lamar Jackson coming off an MVP year. It disgusts me having to say that as a Steelers fan because you guys know how I feel about the Ravens. I hate that damn team so much. Can't stand them. Those freaking Baltimore tuberculosis birds that'll hopefully one day die of TB like Edgar Allan Poe did. But
I'll call you afterwards.
I am also a realist. Ravens, they're a solid team. They added Calais Campbell to that defense, which is going to really give it a shot of adrenaline. Even though the Ravens defense is good, I think I was always kind of sketchy about their linebackers. I never thought they had a good set of linebackers since Ray Lewis retired. Their secondary is still very solid, even when Earl Thomas is gone. But, the Ravens, I think they take a small step back this year, but they're still going to be, a solid team, all things considered. You mentioned, we all know the Browns went in there last year and beat them up pretty good. But now the Ravens, they got film on Nick Chubb, and I think that they're going to look at that film. They're going to find a way to stop him. And I think the Ravens get revenge here and beat the Browns right here. Hate to admit it, but really the only player on the Browns that really scares me, and I mean really worries me, is Nick Chubb. Okay, Nick Chubb is a very good running back. He has really stepped up his game since being drafted, and I think he's going to be the Browns' best player this year. But the Browns, just remember, they can sign whoever they want. They can get whoever they want. They'll always be the Browns. They'll always mess it up. And I do have to say this, though. The last time the Browns won a Week 1 game was 2004. And you know who they beat in 2004 in Week 1?
Baltimore
Ravens.
The Ravens. They beat the Ravens Week 1 in 2004. But, I think that time it was in Cleveland. This time it's in Baltimore. So, hate to say it, but give me the Ravens final of 33-21.
All right. I've got Baltimore as my lock of the week. And I know we all saw when Cleveland wins of Baltimore beat it, but no, it ain't happening. It's the Cleveland friggin' Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. I really see Lamar Jackson getting back into form like he did last year. So I'm saying this is a huge win for the Ravens. My lock of the week, Ravens 49, Browns 10.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
49-10.
Do you think Odell gets a Cleveland Steamer in there? Just saying.
Gotcha, Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
John Sturrow 11, only team to lose to Cleo Lemon.
That's right. Cleo Lemon.
Regardless, I'm picking the Ravens as well. I'm gonna say 34-24. You guys pretty much said everything.
Yeah.
Now,
Luke ass. What's next?
this game actually, we're now getting to the 4 o'clock games, and this is actually my coin flip game of the week.
Oh
It
boy.
is the Los Angeles Chargers and the the Cincinnati Bengals. God damn it. God damn, I messed that up. It's the Los
Wait.
Angeles Chargers, Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. Chargers are favored by 3. Who do you guys got and why?
I think it's the opposite. My upset pick of the week is the Cincinnati Bengals. I actually have the Bengals winning and Joe Burrow getting his first win as the NFL starter. He faces a very intimidating Chargers defense, but I don't think that's going to bother him. It's Tyrod Taylor against Joe Burrow. I'm going to go with Joe Burrow in an upset, 23-20 Bengals.
Wow.
Hmm.
Anything you hear, Mike?
I swear I need to get a new headset because if I keep messing this thing up like this here. Anyway, I am going along with A Pizzle on this one. I'm going with the Bengals in an upset special. Going at Joe Burrow, the national champ from LSU. He is going to lead the Bengals to a victory over those Chargers, 24-20. No Chargers, no.
No,
No.
Chargers, no.
Steel man.
Oh man. So I want to pick the Chargers here, but I am actually going to go ahead and take the Cincinnati Bengals to win this one, simply because the Chargers, they always do Charger things and come up short. The Chargers, they're another team that needs to rebuild. They got a solid defense, I'll say that, but not much on offense, and they greatly underachieved. I mean, they just lost Melvin Gordon this offseason. He's with Denver now. And, so the Chargers, they need to rebuild, my honest opinion. So then you look at the Bengals. I mean, I don't think they're going to go 2-14. I think they win a couple more games this year, but they're still going to finish last place in the AFC North this year. Joe Burrow, I think he'll play well, but he'll look like, a rookie, make a couple mistakes, but I think he has enough targets to get the Bengals this W here. Plus, like I said earlier, the Chargers, they're going from LA to Cincinnati. They're traveling, out east, and usually whenever, like I said, whenever a West Coast team goes out east, I tend to give the advantage to the home team. Vice versa, when an East Coast team goes out west, I give the advantage to the home team. So, yeah, just for that reason, I'm going to go ahead, take the Bengals to win this one by a final of 23-17, just because the Chargers suck and they always mess up when they have a win in the palm of their hands. They're like the West Coast version of the Jets, in my opinion,
Oh.
But
that hurts.
yeah. Except the Jets actually have fans. But yeah. But yeah, give me the Bengals here 23-17.
Wow. My thing with this game is in favor of the Chargers right now because the Chargers definitely do have a good offense. They have a good offense, but the defense, though, without Derwin James for the entire season once again, that's really going to hurt them. So I decided with the Bengals, you don't know how they're going to be with their new quarterback Joe Burrow, and the Chargers being the Chargers. I decided to get this special coin. I have Bray Wyatt as the heads and the Fiend as the tails. Tails will be the Chargers. The Fiend will be the Chargers. Bray Wyatt will be the Bengals. Let's see how it lands. Here we go.
Shouldn't be the
And
other way around. But...
the Fiend. So I am going with the Chargers.
Okay.
Chargers final score 20-17. Give me the Chargers. Goal, Chargers, goal. Now we got this game. And I have to make a little statement before we get into this game. Hey, Cal, bitch, go fuck yourself. That stunt you pull with fucking goddamn Beast of the East. You were the mastermind on Steel 58. Go fuck yourself. Cardinals and 49ers.
What?
This game is in San Francisco and Kyle Dalton. The reason why I said that, Kyle Pitts is a Cardinals fan, and the Cardinals are fucking irrelevant once again.
Um,
And why?
I wouldn't say irrelevant.
They've only had one Super Bowl appearance versus the 49ers, and even though the Cardinals may have gotten good pieces in the offseason.
Yeah, that's ancient history. They should be much improved on defense this year. Offense especially. They got they got the best receiver in the league for next to nothing.
I know, right?
Bro.
And they got David Johnson's contract.
David Johnson.
Good Lord.
David Johnson.
Freaking Bill O'Brien. So yeah, I think their offense will be explosive, even though it's a tough opener. This is a be careful game for the defending champions. The 49ers do have some issues on offense, but I still think they hang around in this one. I think the 49ers win a kind of a close game. I'm going to say 24-14.
Well, I'm going to be in the bit of the minority here, and I'm going to say that this is the game of the week, not Bucks and Saints. This is the game of the week right here, in my opinion, because the Cardinals, I have to disagree with you, Lucas. The Cardinals are not irrelevant. They are the biggest sleeper team in the league, in my opinion, this year. Mm-hmm. They made a lot of good moves this offseason. They got the best receiver in the game. They got a first ballot Hall of Famer at wide receiver at Larry Fitzgerald. Mm-hmm. While, yes, he's in the twilight of his career too, he can still put up good numbers. Fun fact though, Larry Fitzgerald, he actually has more tackles than he does drop passes in his career.
That's insane.
I am not even kidding. He has 39 career tackles, 29 career drops. And he's been in the league for 16 years. That is absolutely amazing. He's only dropped 29 passes in 16 years. Basically, that's like a little more than a drop a season, So, yeah, the Cardinals, on top of adding all that, Kyler Murray coming off a Rookie of the Year season, and they got Chandler Jones on that defense, and they drafted Isaiah Simmons.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, they fix up that defense a little bit more. The Cardinals, they're going to be a serious contender in a couple of years. I really think they are. They're going to be and by the way, they extended Hopkins as well for like a 5-year deal or something like that. But, the Cardinals, they're no joke. They're going to be a good team. They're going to be a very good team within the next couple of years. And I think they are just about ready to finish up their rebuild. And this is going to be a great first test for them because they're going out to San Francisco to play another very solid team in the 49ers. I mean, at this point, it's take your pick on who wins the NFC West between the Seahawks and 49ers, two of the best teams in the league. Personally, I think Seattle won up San Francisco a little bit because the 49ers, they have the better players than the Seahawks do, but I think Seattle utilizes their players better than the 49ers do. So that's why I think Seattle kind of one-ups them a little bit, but still the 49ers, they're still a solid team. They're going to be one of the best teams in the NFC this year. I definitely see them going back to the playoffs. They return with pretty much the same team they had last year, except Matt Breida's gone. He's with the Dolphins now, and they lost to Forrest Buckner as well. But still, 49ers, solid team, even though I always did think Jimmy G was very overrated. But, I always thought he was carried by his run game and George Kittle and the receivers that he has. And the 49ers, they easily have a top 3 defense in the league, bar none. So the 49ers, they're going to be a solid team this year. And like I said, it's going to be a great first test for the Cardinals. So, yeah, I just think experience wins at the end of the day. And I think the 49ers win a very hard-fought game over the Cardinals. Give me the Niners here, 28-24.
I'm going to have to agree with you, Steel Maiden. The 49ers are clearly the better team here. The Arizona Cardinals, though, I just don't see them being like they still have problems with the defense, and their offensive line's not the best. That's one of the things that's going to hurt them in the long run. But I will say they did improve, and they do have some promise. But the thing is, though, the 49ers are the defending NFC champions right now, and they didn't lose too much in the offseason. And they gained one of the best offensive tackles in free agency, in Trent Williams. They got Brandon Ayuk, who is going to be a really good young receiver for the 49ers this year. And they have some very good key pieces. So I like the 49ers here. I think they're going to win by double digits. 37-27. Give me the 49ers.
I think I see a little bit closer than that. I am going to take the Niners in a kind of a close game, 28-20.
Alex?
I already said 49ers, 24-14.
Okay. Wanted to make sure. Now we have the Fox game of the week. The Buccaneers and the Saints. This game is in New Orleans, and this is a 3.5-point New Orleans Saints are favored by. What do you guys got in line?
Let me ask y'all a question.
Go right ahead.
5 years ago, if I told you that Tom Brady and Drew Brees were going to be playing each other twice a year, what would you guys say?
I would have said you're crazy.
So you're freaking nuts.
I'd say you're out of your mind.
Right.
Unless we're playing in like Madden or something. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Tom Brady's first game with the Bucs, but it's a very tough way to open the season in the Superdome in New Orleans without the fans, though. The Saints are the better team, and even though Brady has a ton of weapons on offense, the Saints can score too. I think Breeze gets the better of Tom Brady in this one. I think this one is going to go to overtime. I'm going to say 34-28 in overtime.
What's up, Lady Steel? How you doing? Thanks for
Stop, Lady Steel. Yep, it's one of those games. It's the one that everyone's been waiting for. Not me personally, but the Buccaneers. All things considered, they should be a playoff team this year. Notice that key phrase, should, because they just got freaking Leonard Fournette. They got Mike Evans. They got Chris Godwin. They have a good front seven. Even though I don't trust Tampa's defense, they got a good front seven. But that secondary is suspect as hell. That secondary has given up the most passing yards the past 2 years in the league, and that's why Tampa was not able to win. Plus, you had Jameis Winston throwing all those interceptions as well. But now they get Tom Brady in the mix, and this is a proven year for Brady. Even though he's 43 years old, even though he has all the hardware in the world, even though he's the most decorated quarterback in the league, this is a proven year for him because he now has Bruce Arians at head coach, who is very well known for working well with quarterbacks. That's why Big Ben looked so flawless when he was our offensive coordinator. He always had a great relationship with Big Ben, and that's why he looked so flawless with us when he was our OC. But, now he's working with Tom Brady. So, statistically, this is the best talent that Brady has had since that 07 team. Okay? Yep, this is the best talent he's had since that 07 team. If he can't do anything with this team, the argument is clear. He's a system quarterback that benefited from Belichick. So, all things considered, like I said, Tampa, they should be a playoff team, and that is a big should. As for the Saints, to quote Green Day, the Saints are coming. The Saints are coming.
Yes.
The Saints, they're still the best team in that division. They're one of the most complete teams in the league, even though I don't buy their defense a whole lot. Drew Brees, I think he is in the same boat as Brady, trying to play into his 40s, trying to, get more stuff done at the age he is and trying to take home another ring before he retires. But the Saints, they got to stop choking in the playoffs, plain and simple. It's 3 straight years they've choked in the playoffs with the team they've had. Saints got a very good run game. They got a great set of receivers, but their defense is still very sketchy. But when you got Sean Payton as head coach, who's one of the best signal caller, who's one of the best he's one of the best play callers in the league. I think that's why the Saints are going to win as much games as they do. They're just the best team in that division, and I think they get a first round bye this year. So with that being said, the Buccaneers, for whatever reason, they always give the Saints a lot of trouble in the Superdome. I remember a couple years ago when the Bucs went into New Orleans and they lit up the Saints in week 1. Ryan Fitzpatrick had the game of his life in that game, passed for 4 touchdowns in that game, and they just took it to the Saints in that game. So, Tampa, they kind of seem to have the Saints number in the Superdome, and I think they will give them a good fight this year, but I got to go ahead and take the Saints in this one by a final of 37-35. Very high-scoring game, but I think the Saints get the job done in the end just because they're the better team.
Maiden, you said that the Saints have been screwed out of the playoffs 3 years in a row. You got to remember one of those years the referee screwed them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Still the worst call I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. That's probably worse than the Fail Mary Monday night game.
Yeah.
Fail Mary in that game.
Well, anyway, Breeze against Brady. I mean, a few years ago, this might have been the dream match. I mean,
Yeah.
But for some reason, it just doesn't have that flair, that sparkle, since we got Brady now with the Buccaneers. I'm sure he's got a good arm left, and then of course he brought Rob Gronkowski out of retirement to join him in Tampa Bay, where he can join up with Mike Evans, and then we got Drew Brees, a guy who I always tip my hat to. That guy has been a real good player in my fantasy leagues over the last few years. Basically, because it seems like Drew Brees throws at least 300 yards every single game. You guys are not going to believe this. Hold up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is he doing
Oh,
it?
no.
Yes, I am.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
This is my
Oh,
coin
my
flick.
God.
There we go.
Yeah. This is my coin flick. Heads is going to be Brady. Tails is going to be Breeze. Let's see who gets it. It's going to be a hell of a game, though. Let's see. Gotta give it to the GOAT.
Oh, you're going to
I
Tampa.
think, I kind of hate going against the Saints like that, but yeah, Tom Brady has got it, and I'm going to say the score is going to be 34-31. It's going to be a real good scoring game, but Tom Brady will get like at least 2 touchdown passes and a last-second field goal, and 34-31. I'm going to give it to the Bucs on the road.
Okay.
I think this game's going to be offense. Just like the Raiders and the Panthers, the offenses are going to shine in this game. And my goodness gracious, this is going to be one fun game to watch. I cannot wait to see which offense proves to be superior and which offense is ready to make that next step. The Patriots, they got to prove that Tom Brady wasn't assistant quarterback and he can actually do things on his own because this team is incredibly talented from top to bottom. But how are they going to fare against the other top teams? They got to play the Buccaneers, they got to play the Saints, and they got to play the Chiefs down the low. So, with that being said, this game's going to come down to the very end. I think the game will be in overtime, and I have the New Orleans Saints pulling out the last second in overtime, 48-45.
Oh, high scoring.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
And you guys just see the Tampa Bay Lightning just won the last second shot. They beat the Islanders 2-1.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Whoa.
The Lightning are up 2-0 though. 2 games away from the Stanley Cup.
Hmm.
Next game on the list, we have Sunday Night Football. Check your local listings.
On NBC.
On NBC, that's right. Thank you for correcting me there. The Dallas Cowboys versus the LA Rams. First game in the brand new SoFi Stadium. The Cowboys are favored by 2.5 points. Who do you guys got? Why?
Well, rightfully so. I actually do have the Dallas Cowboys winning this one because the Cowboys seem to be loaded this season in Mike McCarthy's first year as the coach. But I do think it's going to be a tough opener. The Rams were down a little bit last year, but I think the Cowboys still find a way to get the job done. 31-21. How about them Cowboys? Yeah.
I'm going to go next.
So the LA Rams have had quite an off season. They lost a lot of their defense. Brandon Cooks is gone, and Jared Goff is another overrated quarterback in my opinion. He is never on the same page as his receivers, and they just lost Todd Gurley as well. So yeah, as much as I think Sean McVay is a good head coach, I don't know. The Rams, they are quickly heading towards the bottom of the NFC West where they were a decade ago. And the Dallas Cowboys, they have made a lot of improvements offensively. I'm not going to call Andy Dalton an improvement, but Jerry Jeudy added to that wide receiver core, I think.
CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, no, it's actually
CeeDee Lamb. Excuse me, I'm thinking of Jerry Jeudy, but yeah, CeeDee Lamb. Regardless, very good draft pick for the Cowboys right there. Their offensive line is still decent, but I think it's starting to kind of age a little bit. But still, they still have a very solid offensive line. Ezekiel Elliott, one of the best running backs in the game. Although I don't agree with the extension they gave to Dak, but it is what it is. Dallas's defense it's still good. I just think they need to work on the secondary a little bit, and they finally got rid of
the clapper.
They finally got rid of the clapper. They finally got rid of the clapper, Jason Garrett. And Mike McCarthy, I think Mike McCarthy can help him out a little bit. So with that being said, I actually got the Cowboys going into LA, getting this dub over the Rams, not in a blowout, but I got them in winning by double digits. Give me the Cowboys 37-20.
And then I will go next, but because I'll save Tiny Tim for last. The Dallas Cowboys have had a very interesting offseason. Getting rid of Jason Garrett was a big step forward. Hiring Mike McCarthy was excellent. Coaching decision for them. And the Rams, I don't know how they're going to do this year. My homie Mark, this is his favorite team. And this is going to be a very interesting game, especially in that brand spanking new stadium. Unfortunately, no one's going to be there live in the stands. But still, this is going to be one fun game to see how both of these teams can bat against each other. You have the Rams-style defense against the Cowboys offense. Which team's going to prevail? I have the Cowboys. Cowboys, I think, will win this game. Low-scoring game, but I think they'll win 20-17. Give me them boys.
Holla.
All right. Yes, the Cowboys had a very good postseason, starting with releasing Jason Garrett, which was just music to our ears, and then getting Mike McCarthy, formerly of Green Bay, A lot of people said that wasn't a sexy pick. I mean, I don't want a sexy pick for a head coach. I want a coach that gets the job done, and Mike McCarthy has done that. Another great thing, C.D. Lamb from Oklahoma, this rookie wide receiver.
Yes.
I think I got less joy with the Cowboys cheering that pick, and I got more joy from the filthy Philadelphia Eagles getting pissed off because of that pick. Yeah.
Yes, though.
But
EDP
yes,
was
but yes, EDP. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that guy just cracks me up.
I loved when they drafted Jalen Hurts and his reaction.
Oh
EDP's
yes,
reaction was amazing.
Yeah.
I think he was more pissed off with not getting CD Lamb than he did with getting Jalen Hurts. But anyway, and when the only questionable free agent signing for my team was Alden Smith. He's had trouble in the past on the field and off the field. That's kind of a. I just hope the Cowboys can really keep an eye on him, see if they can keep him in line. But anyway, I don't know how much this is going to affect Dak Prescott since he didn't get that big money. I think they're giving him another season of show me what you got, show me what you can do. Can you win the big ones? And that's what we need Dak to do. I see the Cowboys going into SoFi Stadium 35-31. Give it to the boys.
Hell yeah. Now, we got our game still made. Steelers and Giants. This game is in the Meadowlands. Steelers are fair by 5 points. Alex and Tiny Tim, you go first. And then me and Steel Man will talk.
All right, let me just see what I got in my notes here. All right. So, the Steelers have Big Ben back. And he's facing a defense that have issues on the cornerback side. So look for Roethlisberger to get off to a good start after missing pretty much all of last year with what was it, elbow?
Yeah, it was an elbow. He needed Tommy John on it.
He needed Tommy John surgery. The Giants have talent on offense, but this Pittsburgh defense is special. Steelers will win this Monday Night Road game. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to win 27-13.
Very nice.
I will go ahead and take the Steelers as well. New York Giants. I think they have some kind of identity crisis now. So just don't know who they really are. Trying to find their way, but they're not going to find their way against the Steelers. I got the Steelers winning this one 34-14.
Steel?
Alrighty. So, what I have to say about this game. First and foremost, as much as I would love for us to win 34-14, I don't think we are going to win by 20 because while Mike Tomlin has resurrected my faith in him from last year, seeing that we went 8-8 when we had second and third string backups playing all season last year because Big Ben was out for the whole season, and we go 8-8 with that team, and we show that we didn't tank with the Minkah Fitzpatrick trade.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. But, it's resurrected my faith in Mike Tomlin because if you know me, I used to be I still am too, but it's kind of simmered down now a little bit. I was a very big critic of Mike Tomlin, but now like last year resurrected my hope in him a lot. So what we need to do in this game offensively, Big Ben, he doesn't need to go out and light the world on fire like he's done his whole career because let's face it, he's coming off a season-ending injury and he needed surgery on it. So I expect Big Ben to look very rusty in this game. He usually starts off slow anyway when he's healthy. To me, Big Ben is kind of like in 2015 Peyton Manning form. All he really needs to do is to just game manage and just not get killed behind our offensive line. Pretty much all there is to it, because Big Ben is 38 years old and he's in the twilight of his career. So pretty much all he needs to do, just be a game manager and just not get killed, man, because one more injury and I think he's done, plain and simple. So offensively, offensive line starting to look a little rusty, starting to age a little bit, but I still think our offensive line can be a top unit in the league. Our run game, I've voiced my opinion on it countless times, but if we're serious about James Conner being our top running back, then he's going to need to stay healthy as well. James Conner, another very injury-prone player. Like, seriously, James Conner is so freaking injury-prone. Like, the guy sneezes out for a month.
Wow, that bad, huh?
Yeah, he's very injury-prone. But I love our receivers. We got our receivers have gotten some very good quality playing time that's going to help them move forward. Juju Smith, he had a rough year last year. But, Juju Smith, he had a rough year last year. You probably could say it was because Antonio Brown wasn't there, but Big Ben has developed a lot of chemistry with Juju as well. James Washington, I believe he is our unsung hero on the receiving corps. Deontay Johnson, someone no one talks about. Deontay Johnson had a phenomenal rookie year for us last year. He was ranked first in a lot of receiving rookie stats, like missed tackles among rookie receivers and yards after catch among rookie receivers. And then, of course, we got Eric Ebron and Vance McDonald at tight end. Vance McDonald, one of Big Ben's favorite targets. I have a feeling he's going to be throwing to him a lot this year. Defense, no introduction needed. We have a top defense this year. I expect us to have a top 5 defense this year. And I'll even push the envelope and say that we're going to have a top 3 defense this year. Our front seven is ferocious. You got TJ coming in from center, Devin Bush coming in from the middle, adding speed. You got Vince Williams and Cam Hayward coming in from the left and right. This front seven is starting to remind me a lot of the 90s Blitzburg defense and parts of our 2000s teams, except that this is more of a 3-4 and we used 4-3 back in the day. But that being said, I think our secondary is 75% there, and the only 25% is Terrell Edmunds. Edmunds, I'm sorry, I'm not an Edmunds guy. He's Mike Mitchell with faster legs. All there is to it. But yeah, overall, this Steelers team, I have a lot of expectations for this team this year. I expect us to have a better season this year. I expect us to be at least a wild card team this year. And it all starts Monday night, where we always play well. Mike Tomlin has always done a very good job with prepping up the team for Monday night games. And I think all that being said, Giants, Daniel Jones, he had a respectable rookie year, but, he still needs a lot of time to develop as well. The Giants, their bread and butter on offense has to be Saquon Barkley. Barkley needs to go off in this game if the Giants have any chance of winning this game. The Giants, their receiving core is incredibly thin as well. The Giants' offensive line absolutely blows as well. They're right up there with the Bengals with the worst offensive line in the league. So I think that's your biggest mismatch right here. Our front seven against the Giants' offensive line. We need to make life a living hell for Danny Dimes and that offensive line. So the Giants, they got a couple playmakers on defense, but still needs more time to rebuild as well. Overall, this Giants team is a rebuilding team. It's going to take them a couple more years to get back into contention form. And one more thing I might add, Daniel Jones last year led the league in fumbles. Okay, that's another big disadvantage. Led the league in fumbles last year.
Wow.
We last year were very opportunistic in turnovers, and that's something we need to take advantage of. So, and just one last thing. Guess who the Giants' offensive coordinator is now?
The Clapper!
All joking aside, though, Jason Garrett, I always thought he was a good coordinator. He's just a terrible head coach. He's a good coordinator, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take my boys to win this one 24-17. It should be a blowout, all things considered, but we never play. We don't always play great. We don't always blow teams out that we should. Just for that reason only, I think we win this game 24-17. Start the season off on the right foot with a solid win over the New York Giants or the New Jersey Giants. But yeah, give me my boy. But yeah, give me the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-17.
I got the Steelers in this one as well. I'm going to talk more about it in the heavyweight, but the Giants offensive line, when you have Nate Soldier, the man who was supposed to be your top tier offensive protection for Daniel Jones, opts out for the season, you replace him with Andrew Thomas, one of the absolute reach by David Gettleman, a player that struggled against defensive linemen in college and is injury prone. Yeah, that's not going to be a very good look for you. The Giants' offensive line is going to be trash. And
struggling in Kentucky of all teams.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, who do they have to stop our Steelers' offense? Because if I'm going to tell you guys, Chase Claypool is going to have a break. He is going to debut, and he's going to have a great freaking game. He is going to be excellent, and I cannot wait to see how he does this year. He is going to be fantastic, and I am so excited to see how good he does in the black and gold. And yeah, let's go Steelers. I think this game will pretty much be a slaughter for the most part. We play very well on Monday Night Football. Maybe not people not know this, but we play very well on Monday Night Football.
It's true.
In general, man, we play extremely well.
We do.
Because during Monday nights, we play some of our best football, and it's not even close. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely love it because the Steelers, we're going to be ready to go in this game. James Conner, you better be ready to run the ball, and we need to make sure we protect Ben very well.
Right.
Those are the big things, though, as long as we get to Daniel Jones, Trouble Man.
Right. Fun fact, we do struggle at MetLife Stadium when we play the Jets, so that's something. But the last time the Steelers lost to the Giants in New York, the last time the Steelers lost a road game to the Giants, 1985.
That's right.
Yeah. And even though we're the road team, the last time the Steelers lost a home Monday Night Football game, 1992.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, we do very well on Monday Night Football.
We do. And that's why I have the Steelers winning this game. And we are going to get past Giants Mafia. I'm saying final score right here, 28-10. Give me the Steelers.
There we go.
Steelers. Here we go.
There we go. And heads up, and I will be streaming this game Monday night, guys. So go ahead and tune in and watch me act like a lunatic,
I will.
I'm going to be watching it. Fun fact, my brother Eric is a Giants fan. Me and him are watching the game at his house. So we'll be watching the game together, and it's going to be fun. Now we have the last game of the week, Monday Night Football Part 2. The Tennessee Titans, one game away from the Super Bowl with Ryan Tannehill. Go to Denver and play the dark horse sleeper Denver Broncos, who unfortunately just lost Von Miller for the season. The Titans are favored by 2. Who do you guys got and why?
Man, that really sucks for Denver because I had the Broncos being one of my surprise teams this year because they had a lot of momentum to close out last year, more specifically on offense with Drew Lock and all that stuff. And they were the ones that got Jerry Jeudy, not the Cowboys. But adding Jerry Jeudy to that receiving core, I think that's going to help out Drew Lock a lot. And plus you got Phillip Lindsay in the backfield as well. So Denver, and also seeing that the Broncos, they still had a pretty stacked defense, even from when they won the Super Bowl back in 2015. They still have a stacked defense, but losing Von Miller like that is going to hurt them. And he's out for the whole season. That
hurt him a lot.
And it wasn't even like he got injured during practice. It was literally the last play of practice he got injured. That
Oh
sucks.
man,
That
Yeah.
really sucks. I feel for Bronco fans, because I love Von Miller. He's one of my favorite defensive players I ever saw play. So, Denver, that sucks. That really does. But do I still think Denver can be a solid team? I do, but it's going to be a lot tougher for them now. Then you look at the Tennessee Titans, Ryan Tannehill, comeback player of the year last year. He had a very good run with the Titans last year, led them to the AFC Championship game. Although I do not agree with them putting the franchise tag on Ryan Tannehill. That should have gone to Derrick Henry.
no, actually,
Derrick Henry,
actually, Tannehill got re-signed. Derrick Henry got franchise tagged.
Oh, right. Okay, right. I always mix it up between who got what, but yeah, but you get my point. Derrick Henry, very explosive runner. Reminds me of Jerome Bettis. He kind of has the same build as the Bus did. Very hard to bring down. Everyone that tries to tackle him just like bounces off of him like a pinball machine. He reminds me a lot of the Bus. He really does, and he's one of the best running backs in the league, in my opinion. I don't care what anyone says, but Titans, they got a very good offensive line as well. And I have to say this, I have been saying this since last year. The Titans have the most underrated pass rush in the league. They do. They have a phenomenal pass rush. And adding Jadeveon Clowney to that pass ruch is only going to make it better. So yeah, the Titans, I think they're ready to take that next step forward, not go 9-7 this year. But win one more game, okay? Because now you got 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and the Titans going 9-7. But I think Tennessee wins one more game this year, and they take home their first division title, I believe, since 2008. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 08 because that was the last time I remember them winning the division when they went 13. They went 13-3 that year, and unfortunately they beat the crap out of us in Nashville to get the number 1 seed over us. But hey, who won the Super Bowl though?
That's right.
We did. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to pick Denver for this one, but since Von Miller's out, I got to go Tennessee here. I still think the Broncos can make it a very good game, but I think Tennessee takes this one in a hard-fought game. Give me the Titans 24-20.
Okay.
All right. I am going to take I'm taking Tennessee on the road. Von Miller out for the season is a huge blow for the Broncos. And I don't know if they're going to be able to recover from that, but I'm going to go Tennessee 28, Denver 14. The Titans take this one in week 1.
I'm actually on the other side of the spectrum. I actually have the Broncos winning in their home stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I think they will be able to slow down Derrick Henry, even though they're without Von Miller. And that's the key to the Titans offense. I think Drew Lock will get off to a good start in his first real season as the starter for the Broncos. So give me the Broncos to win. Final score by field goal, 23-20.
And I will end things off for the pick'ems right now for this game. The Denver Broncos are going to be a very dark horse sleeper candidate. They could have one of the top defenses in the league, one of the best front sevens, but unfortunately Von Miller is hurt. My question is, who is their best player in the secondary? Because I know Chris Harris, I don't think is on the team anymore. I think he went somewhere else. And the Broncos, though, the secondary, that could be a big issue. The Titans do have a very good overall offense. An old school team led by Mike Vrabel, who I really like as a coach. He's one of the only Patriots coaches in the Belichick coaching tree to actually do well. Otherwise,
I loved how he trolled Belichick in that playoff game.
That was amazing.
And then Belichick got all pissed off about it, like they didn't do that against the Jets. Yeah,
that's right.
I loved it.
Same here. I think the Saints are going to get off to a good start and beat the Broncos on the road. This will be a low-scoring game, but I think they'll win 21-20. Give me the Titans. And with that being said, that's Pick'ems, but that's not the end of things yet. I actually have a new segment specifically for this year, and it's something me and Steel Man will be able to partake in this year, and that is Hate Week Review. This is a new special thing I want to do because I would like to share this. We're going to take a hate week that we've seen, and we're going to review it, and we're going to give our thoughts. So I've actually have a hate week pulled up from NYG31, so we'll go ahead and share my screen. And let me know.
My Lord.
So here we go. We have a hate week here, and you guys see the screen?
Yep.
So here we go, guys. Let's go ahead, and then we're also going to give our thoughts for the hate week. So here we go.
This is NYG going right here. Today, I'm going to do a hate week against the Steelers. As y'all know, they got a good defense. They got a good D-line. They got a good offensive line and a secondary. You know, the thing is they got Cameron Hayward on the team. They got
Pause for a second. Did you just say Cameron Hayward?
Hey, Wad.
Who is Cameron Hayward? I thought it was Cameron Hayward. What?
I heard Hey Wad.
Cameron Hayward. What? All right, continue.
Hey Wad.
Okay, you got that right.
Hayden and Stephon Tuitt.
Okay.
But the thing is, it's not going to be enough for them to beat us this Sunday.
Wait. Did he just say Sunday? Sunday? The game's Monday night, buddy.
He said Sunday.
Yeah. He said Sunday. He said Sunday, not
Sunday.
Daily late in the dollar store.
It's a Monday night game, buddy. Sorry. Continuing on.
Fact is, we improved on our offensive line in the offseason. We took Andrew Chung with the number 4 overall pick.
Wait. I thought it was Andrew Thomas. And then also, one of the
Patrick
things
Chung?
I have no idea. Andrew Chung.
You said Patrick Chung?
Oh,
I'm just so lost here.
what's this guy talking about?
He's
Who is this guy?
Here's the thing, though. The Giants, they got Andrew Thomas, but your best player, Nate Soldier, is out because of COVID. He opted out for the season. So how did you really improve on your offensive line? Taking Andrew Thomas, who was extremely overrated, a reach for Dave Gettleman. Let me just say that. So here we go.
The thing is, he's going to do solid for us in that game. I think he's going to struggle a little bit, but second call and so forth, he's going to get much better. Fact is, Stephon Tuitt and Cam Hayward is not going to come after Daniel Jones. He's not going to sack Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones is going to run away, gain first downs, or throw the ball away because Joe Hayden is not going to intercept Daniel Jones. But the fact is, the defensive line for the Steelers is overrated. Even though they have one of the best defense last year, that doesn't mean that they're going to beat us this coming game. Because this coming Monday, we're going to run that ball down their throat.
Oh, now it's Monday.
We don't run where Cameron Hayward is, because if we do that, then he's going to stop the run all day. Then he's going to create fumbles. Then they're going to gain touchdowns. We can't allow that to happen. The fact is, we got to be on P's and Q's in this game because the Steelers got a good front seven, good secondary.
Okay.
But their offensive line, I won't say they're overrated, but they're underrated as fuck because I think that offensive line is not going to do enough to stop our pass rush because we have a ferocious pass rush. We have Lorenzo Carter, and we have
Wait a minute. What pass rush do you guys have other than Dexter Lawrence? Like, seriously.
Leonard Williams.
Yeah, Dexter Lawrence and Blake Martinez, but who else do you have?
Leonard
that can
Williams.
Pass our offensive line. It's your offensive line you should be worried about, man. Your offensive line is garbage.
Yeah.
This ain't 08, dude.
Huh?
This ain't 08, dude.
Oh, it is not, man.
and the X-Men is going to come after Ben Roethlisberger.
The X-Men? Who's the X-Men?
Roethlisberger is over. And there's nothing that defense and that D-line could do about it.
Are you sure about that?
Once that defensive line is on smash, it's over.
Wait,
Game over.
wait a minute. What the hell does on smash mean? I have no idea what on smash.
I have no idea.
I have no idea either, man. I'm just like, what the fuck?
By the fourth quarter, we'll be up by 3 with 58 seconds to go, and we're going to win that game. It's going to be a close game, but the fact is we're going
Yeah,
to be
because
With 58
yeah,
seconds to
yeah,
go.
because you know, Big Ben has never orchestrated a fourth quarter comeback with less than a minute to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a 3-point lead.
3 points. What an insurmountable comeback that we need to have.
Oh my
right?
god, that's a huge
Yeah.
deficit.
still going to be on the bottom. Fact is, it's over.
Wait a minute, you keep saying it's over. It's not over yet.
It's not going to stop the run game because my offensive line is going to put them on smash. They're going to put them on check, to be exact. The fact
Bro.
is,
Why do you keep saying it's over? It's not over. And you keep saying it's smash. What does that phrase even
The
mean?
game haven't played yet. It's
Oh
over.
my god. He keeps saying it's over. I'm like, what? Oh, good god.
it's not going to do nothing to our secondary because I think I see Ben having pick sixes against our secondary. I think Ben
What?
Hold the fuck up. Pause. Who do you have on the Giants secondary that's actually good except for Jacob Bradbury? Who else do you have? Good God.
We better be afraid of the jackrabbit that you paid $62 million a year for so he can get burned on flea flickers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Good God.
It's not going to have a good game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but at the end of the day, Ben Roethlisberger is going to struggle against our secondary.
Bullshit. What secondary? Again, what secondary do you have other than Bradbury? Moving on.
Improved than last year, and our front seven is much improved than that.
Wait a minute. Must improve or much improved? Much more improved or must improve? I've never heard of must improve before. Thank God, man.
Some good coverage linebackers, with the exception of Blake Martinez. He's not a good coverage linebacker, but the fact is, when we do pick sixes on these Steelers, it's going to be over.
Wait a minute. It's not even over yet. And then you contradict yourself saying, oh, Blake Martinez is a good coverage linebacker, but he's not the best coverage linebacker. What do you mean? Like, do you have anything still? Do you have anything?
No offense, Lucas, but this is what happens when you let people from New Jersey have internet access.
Well, I'm from New Jersey. Do you understand? I'm from New Jersey, but I'm living more in most life, but still. Oh. Let's finish this up.
The Steelers and the offensive line and the D-line could do about it. Because when we up by 3 or 4 points against the Steelers, it's over. Until then,
3 or 4 points.
one side down.
That's
Wait. Hold on. Three or 4 points and it's over. But
over.
last I checked, I'm pretty sure at least, last I checked, when you played the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football last year, weren't you up 19-3 on them and you lost?
Yep.
Lost.
That's 4 times as big than a 4-point lead right there.
Mhm.
It is.
And you blew it. You blew it.
We will gain 100 yards against that front seven of the Steelers.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how was that 8 week? I would say a 2, to be honest.
I'll be generous and give it a 1.5.
I give it a 1. It's over.
It's over.
1. It's over.
Yeah.
You said you put the words right out of my mouth,
And I
Tim.
think,
One,
and I
it's over.
think when he said put him on Smash, I think what he's trying to say was he's going to put him on Blast.
That's what I thought, but I just still didn't understand it. I'm
Put him
like,
on
He
Smash.
lost all. I'll say he lost all
Put him on
credibility.
Smash.
He lost all credibility when he said that we play on Sunday.
Took over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Doesn't even know what day his team plays.
Oh, and it's
Oh, he's
over.
gonna be dressed in Giants gear right for the game. He's like, what time's the game? It's not till tomorrow. Fuck.
No, wait. What time's the game? It's over.
Yep.
It's over.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was funny. And so,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's gonna be a meme for our channel now. It's over.
Yeah.
Good fucking god. Oh,
Yeah,
thanks.
now I got one from Ravon from Virginia, very good Giants vid maker in the TTC, but for the sake of time, because I gotta get up early for work, it's a 15-minute long video. Very good trash talk vid from him. I probably give it maybe an 8 out of 10. But one little major slip up that he said in this video, and for as diehard of a Giant fan that he is, I think any other Giant, I think any other diehard Giant fan would know that the Giants did not draft Eli Manning in 04, but Ravon didn't get the
Chargers
memo.
did.
Yeah,
He said the Giants drafted Eli.
Nope.
yeah.
They
my
drafted Philip
video,
Rivers.
which we're only going to cover short ones for this hate week review. We're only going to cover short ones and really bad ones just because it's funnier. But the
Yeah.
thing is, though, he didn't even talk about the offensive line or anything, how that's going to help them out. But maybe he might do another part. But still, I saw his video. Good video, though. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
kid we just roasted, that kid, the one we just had in the video there was NYG31. And then the other one that other made a hate week as well is Ravon from Virginia. I was actually a pretty good, competent video. So I will give him that.
Yeah.
No,
No.
but who was the guy we just saw?
NYG31.
NYG 31.
It's
Yeah.
all one word.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll put that on my do not subscribe list. Okay.
So with that being said, guys, let's get out of here.
All right.
Yeah.
Buys, and then we're gonna go
One down, 16 to go.
16 to go.
Hell
That's
yeah!
right, baby.
So what do you guys say? If any final words?
Let the season begin.
Football, yeah.
Oh.
Football is back, and COVID, you can take this and sit on it.
That's
Hell
right.
yeah.
You didn't touch football. You may have affected baseball, may have touched hockey, may have touched basketball. You ain't getting football.
Right.
You take that, COVID.
Got
You little
that.
communist bastards over there.
Shove it up your
You
ass.
bastards.
Yeah. COVID, it's over.
That's right.
And with that being said, guys, this is LC Muscle signing out. Tomorrow, around 5 p.m. Eastern or so, or tomorrow afternoon, will be my hate week. Be sure to tune in that. And also, Steel Man has his hate week Thursday night. Tune into that. And we
Check
got
it out
football
tomorrow night.
That's right. Tomorrow night, we got football. So let's go enjoy football, guys. See you guys later. Stay awesome. Let's go see and rage enjoy it because it's amazing. Booyah!